Shiho?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
Good, thank you. Just dealing with some fun stuff. I don't know if you can hear the sound. Can you hear the sound from my laptop?
No.
Okay. I can hear it. It's very distracting. It sounds like a tractor in the middle of the
Still
farm.
it doesn't fix.
They didn't fix it because they ordered a fan, that little fan
Okay.
that's supposed to go inside, but they ordered the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
And so now they are reordering it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the sound is really bad and it's overheating. Like if I touch it, it's really hot.
That is like a Windows or Mac?
It's Windows and the laptop is HP. And I don't know. So it's just making this really loud noise and I'm thinking, people can hear it, but maybe not. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, but
You're good. You can't hear it.
no.
Okay, good. Good to know. Hopefully, I don't think it's gonna arrive this weekend because it's already. If it arrives tomorrow, they can fix it over the weekend. If not, then it'll have to be Monday. But anyways, other than that, I'm good. What's going on with you? Are you traveling? Are you home?
No, I'm working kind of busy recently. Not really. Like I'm going to gym every day and then work.
Mhm.
And I finished my presentation last week that like I
Okay.
had like with my university, like graduate university.
How'd it go?
It was really good actually. Yeah, like it was like 90 minutes, kind of like long for like online session. Yeah, but 90 minutes. So like, and then I talk with the people like, how should I like facilitate the presentation? Like most people like I saw like so many people is like attending, like joining list, but like maybe like they are like students. They just sign up, but like no, most not 100% people is coming. Probably like hopefully like 50%, and also like they don't know each other, so they won't show like their face and then mute it.
Right.
So like kind of like I do like radio myself, right? I talk. And there is no really action, or I cannot see the reaction. So like I was like concerned, like okay, it's gonna be hard. So that's why like I invited two other my friends. They are also graduates of the same university.
Good idea.
Yeah, and then they are like one girl. She's a pretty good career. Like she worked for JAXA. JAXA is kind of like NASA for like, the Japanese version.
Cool.
Yeah, and after that, like she joining like space venture in so very startups. So she's pretty cool career, and then so that session is talk about like career, how to like drift while shifting that career. So she's kind of like great model. And I invited the other guy. He's a more like professional. I wanted him to bring because he is a kind of professional of career development. Like he worked for Recruit company. That company name is Recruit. So
okay.
So he knows like what kind of people, like what kind of like people or professionals the company looking for, so like what kind of skill, what kind of mindset they looking for, like how they evaluate candidates. So he bring the another point of view. And also like we are very good, very close friends. So it was really good. Like I asked them to like prepare before the session. Like okay, so this time I will ask this question. Please bring like kind of these comments. And we prepared, and actually really good. And the people like I saw the comments, and then like they gave me like 5 stars, everybody. And then
Of course, yeah.
yeah, they comment, yeah, very very cheerful comment, like I was so inspired by your story, blah blah blah. So
Yes. Oh, isn't that the best thing ever?
yeah, I never like I was expecting, yeah, some of them is kind of inspired by me, but some of them is not. Like it's kind of usual things, right? Some people say it's okay, but like no, not really for me, but like actually who gave our feedback to us is kind of like 4 star, 5 stars, and very nice feedback. I never had that great feedback ever, so I was so happy and confident myself.
Yeah. What did you do? Were you like focused? Because I know they say a lot, share your story first, and that's how you get people to just really become interested in what you're talking about.
No, like there is like a three session. Like one session is like where we are, what actually very similar to my essay to usually here. So, but like first, how the world is, like how Japan's presence is changing in the world. So, like I'm talking how like where we are, like who we are. That's what I'm talking. So start, and second is okay. So now we understand where we are, and then okay, how to do in the future, how to design your career. So yeah, more how to, and the substation is like myself. Okay, so and then like I would tell my story, how I did.
Oh yeah, that's inspiring.
Yeah, and then if I talk myself only, they will think, yeah, maybe you lucky or you did what you could do, you know.
True.
But like my other two of friends is like supporting. Yeah, that's actually true. In this case, so they are like supporting my story and the different point of view. So like that,
You had
I think
evidence, yeah.
yeah. So great, like supportive. So yeah, and then I ask them like if you have a question, please put on the comment, and then I pick up comment in session. So like try to like I'm open, you know, showing my I'm openness and the flexibility too, and I'm listening to your voice as well. So showing the things. Also like I try to kind of nice person. So,
that's such a great idea to have your two friends or colleagues as like a sounding board, and just people seeing that interaction.
Yeah, actually, yeah, and then so before the session, I had 2 sessions with them, like by each. So I did 4, and then like so we like I tried to explain my theory, and they give me feedback. Okay, this is good, but like, this is maybe it should be like this word is better, or like, and then I understand what is their opinion, and so we understand each other much better. So then like I created and more like adjusted the series. So yeah, also like I always talk with my brother. He's actually I didn't really so like he is great to like think about those story or those like how to presentation, but he gave me a great ideas like how to structure. So also like one of things is like so I'm living in the United States like 2 years. So I'm like kind of outsider to Japan right now. And sometimes I'm very like criticize Japan, how Japan is doing.
Yeah, we do that when we move to a different country. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he said, yeah, well, but you have to talk to the student. The student is growing in Japan, and maybe some of them never go outside. So yeah, so not sometimes criticize is good to like bring the idea, but like maybe you should go back to to Japanese the student point of view. Actually,
that's a really good point.
Opening my eyes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, kind of thing. So he gave me a great feedback.
Yeah, that's so true. Like I said, I think everyone does it, but like when I moved out here to Europe, I started realizing all the problems in the US. right? Especially with like healthcare, because here it's you have
Yeah, Europe
right?
is great. Yeah, Europe is great. America is,
don't-
yes.
You don't have to worry, right, about healthcare
Yeah.
at all here, and it's amazing. And then I started thinking like, oh my God, that's so messed up in the US, and just so many other things started criticizing. And then I would get really excited about it and
Uh-huh.
discuss it with friends, with colleagues. And I could tell some people were like I was going too hard with the
Yeah.
criticism. And
Yeah.
a lot of those people have never left the US. If they've left,
Uh-huh.
they've traveled for like, you know,
Yeah, a few days.
for a vacation. Yeah, somewhere. That's it. So yeah, you gotta, and then they would feel attacked. I wasn't
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
attack
yeah.
them, but they felt attacked.
Yeah, but like we wanted to is not attacking them, like attacking
Yeah,
like the system itself. But yeah, like I did it. They feel like what you are outsider, like why you can talk about ourselves. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Great point on your brother's part. So let's do, I'm really excited about this
Hmm.
this part, your essay, or let's call it your practical piece.
Hmm.
Before we actually start reading it and doing feedback and just getting into it,
Hmm.
can you tell me how you came about to deciding this is the idea that I want to talk about? And did you think about what atmosphere or tone that you wanted your audience to go away with?
Okay. So why I did this topic is because like I have a passion of this topic, so I wanted to share that passion or like a kind of mission to me. So that's why I pick it up. I think I'm confident to talk about that topic. That's why I choose it. And the atmosphere, it's kind of like same like about like a Puerto Rico one. So I want to like okay, before I started writing, I was like list up like how I want to develop the essay, and I put on a passion, the positive tone in, but when I started writing, like more criticized and like more pointed, highlighting like a negative side. So I didn't really change it. I wanted to learn from you, like how I can change for like to to change to the positive.
So you want to criticize, but you also want it to be positive at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So currently, this version is not really positive enough. I think so. I wanted to see like how which point or how you think you change.
Got it. Okay, so you're going for more positive,
Yeah.
but you still want to criticize. Yeah, there's a way to do that. Absolutely. Okay, so would you mind reading it out loud to me? I'd love to have your voice reading it.
Myself?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Career drift. Have you ever had a fear of being behind the age? Do you have any career plans leading your long-term career? A majority of people living in the 21st century are having concerns about their career plans since we are experiencing the fastest changing world. Sometimes you might hear that the senior generation complains that young ages are not as great as expected. For example, the millennials didn't purchase cars and houses anymore. Your grandparents believe you don't buy it. You don't buy it because you cannot afford it. Your parents may tell you something negative related to your late pregnancy, but you have to say to them, we young generation are living in a different society from the one you had grown up in. You should recognize your children how to survive a very challenging world. That's why we acquire a new lifestyle to adjust to the coming age, which is fastest ever. which is the fastest ever since. Today, I would like to introduce you to how to adapt to our new era in terms of career development.
Mm.
Geographically and time-wise, our world is changing every minute. As you have seen in the news every day, the global power balance has shifted from single hegemony to multiple hegemonies. It means that leading nations after World War II are decreasing their powers relatively in today's international affairs. Professionals from these countries looking for a new position in global organizations need to re-evaluate their value in our new context. If you are from countries that are growing, country powers bring you unique career opportunities. For instance, Tamilian and Indian women could enjoy a senior management position in a famous global retail company, since this company aimed to obtain an increase in Indian market. At the same time, a former senior manager, Sayuri, a Japanese woman, might lose her position due to shrinking Japanese demand. Besides, the speed of changing society is also shifting. Since human beings' culture has happened, the changing of lifestyle is linear and constant. However, the current generation from 1950 to 2020 are experiencing the fastest shift. Economics shows show the exponential growth of global energy consumption. The change is getting bigger and the forecasting is getting harder. Nobody can show clear future view since uncertainty increases.
Uncertainty, yeah.
So how can we develop our professional career in this uncertain world? Career drift is one of the best answers for you. Career drift is suggested by Professor Kanai, Kobe University, and allow you to expand more flexibility to adjust to unsustainable environment. This theory proposed you not to have to complete long-term goal because 80% of career events happen accidentally. In addition, it is difficult to even consider the causes and impact to them. According to Prof. Kanai, we have to be prepared for those unintentional events and update our plan as needed. To be successful career drifter, there are 3 steps you can take from today. Step 1, to define your core value. If you couldn't define your identity, otherwise are vital things in your life, you would be drawn by huge waves. To avoid this strategy, you need to have your own anchor, which is the core of losing where you are. Step 2, to update your career plan. Even if you develop your plan, an original plan will never survive in this changeable world. Thus, this is important to review and update your plan at every touch point, such as promotion, moving, having families, and so on. Step 3, to develop your assets. Last but not least, preparing yourself to adjust to the world shift is critical. At step 2, you think about changing your plan A to plan B, but imagine if you didn't have any assets to support your plan change, you couldn't not choose a new option even if you wish to get that option desperately. Not only to update your plan, but also developing your assets is important to support your decision. Assets consist of mainly 4 key factors: mental and physical healthness, business and personal human network, professional skills, experience, and financial assets. Yes, it is not easy to practice career drift. However, this method is powerful and worth doing. Only a person who keeps career drifting will be able to have a wonderful life. You could live until 100 years old. So what are you going to do to survive?
Ooh, that's a scary question at the end. Okay. Yeah, I love that question at the end. That's a really your ending is excellent because it's a really like a take action ending. It's one of those questions that if you think about in your head, you have to take some kind of action, at least thinking about it, and starting to plan something or starting to educate yourself, research. Okay, so this was excellent, and I know exactly what you're going for. What happened with you, I think, is so. Let's go paragraph by paragraph, and I'm recording this as well. So the first part, the first paragraph, I love that you immediately built rapport with your audience by asking them, by giving them situations that are quite common, right? Have you ever? Do you have any clear plans, etc. So I love this part. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to add. A majority of people, yeah, okay. Okay, so I would add something along the lines of, right, so you're hold on. You've asked them these questions. Give them a bit of reassurance because like you said, you want to be positive, right? And you also, when we did our other sessions, you also mentioned energetic. That's your style. And your style is also kind of connecting. You've got to connect to the audience. So just adding a simple, like, I'm just going to add it in yellow here. One sec. Like, don't worry. That's not a good color. Let's go with another color that we can see. Blue. Don't worry, right? Or like, you're not alone. I'm just throwing options out there. So that always helps. And then you go in with the other part. So we're absolutely doing great up here. In your second paragraph, so, all right, you mentioned a lot of great examples, grandparents, parents, yeah, what we should tell them. And then you kind of had your, what I would call your main, or your thesis statement kind of, I'm going to introduce you to how to adapt to a new era. In this paragraph though, what I'd like from you as a reader is an example in terms of an anecdote, right? So I don't see a lot of, we don't have any anecdotes, so any storytelling. So what I would put here is include storytelling, and it can be humorous, right? An anecdote, let me see. So my friend's grandfather recently told her blah blah blah. They were sitting, right, having tea together, and the grandfather said this and this. It's some kind of anecdote where people can relate to it and try to make it funny, right? Humorous.
Okay.
This is going to lighten up the mood because these are serious situations that you're talking about. They're also very frustrating situations, I think, for millennials and even younger generations, and to be criticized by these older generations. Very frustrating. So we're going to try to make it humorous. Think of something from maybe your life or a friend's life or a story you've heard. And then write down that story so that your reader, your listener can imagine, okay, this Sarah girl and what happened between her and her grandfather, and laugh about it because they can connect to it.
I see.
So the audience is going to connect more to you and your message with the storytelling, especially if you add moments for laughter.
Okay.
So with really serious subjects, I love adding moments for laughter. There's
Mhm.
a, maybe you watched it. I think this speech is a great example. I'll just add it here. It's TEDx, and I think it's
Mhm.
Sir Ken Robinson. I'm not sure,
Mhm. Mhm.
but it's called Do Schools Kill Creativity? Something like this.
Okay.
Um, and I'd love it if you listen to this one, because
Okay.
he takes such a serious topic, and
Uh-huh.
with the amount of laughter that he has in the audience, it's hilarious because he's always telling stories.
Okay.
So that's what I do here.
Mhm.
And then you said, okay, today I would like to introduce you to how to adapt to a new era in terms of career development. Okay, great. But as an audience member, why are you qualified? I'm
Mm.
thinking, like,
Mhm.
well, who
Mhm.
are you? I might
I
know your
see.
name and
Okay. Okay.
your degree. And you could actually jump in and, right? So I would like to, well, who are you?
Okay.
Why is there no, hold on. So I'm just going to put it here. Who are you? Why are you qualified to talk about this? And again, it could be funny.
Mm-hmm.
It could be
Like,
inspiring.
like for example, in my case, like
Mhm.
like officially I changed my career only one time,
Mhm.
but like in the consulting firm, so I did like 15 project within 3 years, and
Okay.
it meaning like every time I try to like not change the company itself, but changing team, changing department like proactively. I
Yeah.
build a network, and then I got interview like managers and the executives every time.
Mm.
So
There we
it's
go.
very similar to getting new job, not company, but like getting like new position in new gym. So
Mhm.
so I could say like I'm still like 20s, the
Mhm.
late 20s, but I experienced the more than 10 times to changing my job or my team. So I
I
think
would
it's
use that.
uh, I'm experienced, I think.
Yeah, you're very experienced to talk about it. I would use that. I'd talk about that. You know, I'm in my late 20s, but hey, I've switched from project to 15 different projects, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Um, that'll cause some, it can cause a little bit of laughter, but it can also set up you as the expert,
Mm-hmm.
and and end that with some kind of, it's inspirational.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah, also okay, I would say so sometimes my other like coworkers is didn't do great, but
Mm,
like every time I got the better position of the project. So I feel
excellent.
I think so. Also like other like juniors, my juniors like team member,
Hmm.
the with company, they asking me like, how did you do? How did you successfully changing the project and team, and you get like you looks like doing good. What is the tips? So not only me, but also other people think I'm doing great to
There we
changing
go.
that
Oh, I
project.
love that, because you, like, it was natural. Without planning, you became a type of motivation, and almost like a little influencer among your coworkers, right?
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
coming to you.
actually it was funny. Yeah, like I talk that junior people, but like yeah, they come in like yeah, like you know what, I heard that you're doing good. Like can you give me other tips or
Yep.
advice? Yeah.
There we go. Make it funny. So I'm like the influencer in my company. Yeah, I could start making YouTube videos if I wanted to, helping people out with this and this. So make it serious and funny. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You got it. Okay, great. So that's what I do there in the second paragraph. In the third paragraph, you're very serious here. So because it
Yeah.
is a very serious topic, and you are
Yeah.
also showing your expertise through this seriousness, I loved your examples. You had great examples. The only thing that I wanted to mention, let me see. I love, okay, we have Camilla, we have Sayuri. I love that you gave them names. And, okay, so since human, okay. The fastest shift, yeah.
I can bring my experience as well. For example, I was my like plan A was joining like a Deloitte Japan, and then I wanted to transfer within Deloitte, so there from Deloitte Japan to Deloitte US or UK. So, and then I was told that, yeah, there's a position, there's a bunch of chance to you get that position. When I was a student and at the job interview, the recruiter said to me, and then I was like, oh, I was hoping, and also I was kind of optimistic. Yeah, I will be great, so I could get that position. But like, that was like, I'm a, like third grade in the college, and then after 4 years, and I recognized, like I noticed like there is no position for Japanese people, because there are UK and there are US, they are like leader office in the Deloitte Group, and they are looking for more like Chinese people or Indian people or Africans. So they are not looking for any like Japanese people, because the Japanese market is getting shrink. So if there is a like very unique skill, if like, for example, like the person is like only one person knows about like I don't know cryptocurrency or something, there could be they are interesting. But if kind of like a generalist, they are not looking for like from Japan. So
I would include that.
We even like 4 years and the world is changing. So I was told like, yeah, so many people are already going, but like when I face the situation, there's no push anymore. So that's my story.
Absolutely. So the more of your story that you include, the closer you are with your audience. So I would include your part related to this story. Your story in this section. And the change is getting bigger, the forecasting is getting harder. Okay, I love this because it's very serious, and I want to keep this one serious. But then what we want to do is when we move on to the fourth paragraph, because this was so, you can even make this darker. Make this even darker.
Yeah.
In order to show, in order to make a bit of a contrast in the next paragraph.
I see.
We need a dark moment. We need a serious moment. Make it even darker. And then in the next paragraph, I would start with, then get people to laugh. So yeah, basically I would be like, well, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all black. Right? Something like this. So here I would add a funny remark, something along the lines of, because you want their emotions shifting.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, that's my story.
Yeah.
There's no hope, basically. And good luck. And then you can say, I'm joking. Something like this, or you could start off something like, so that was pretty dark, but I assure you, because you're the expert here, it's not all black, right? Something like that. It depends on your style, what you are more comfortable with. That's how I'd start this paragraph, and then I go in, how can we can develop our professional career in this uncertain world, right? And now how? And is one of the best answers for, okay, career drift is yes. Happen accidentally, yeah. So the only thing here is as a listener, I would be a little bit, in a way apprehensive, almost a little bit like anxious now that you've said, according to this theory, 80% of career events happen accidentally. I would be thinking like, oh my God, is that terrible? Is that good? I don't know.
It's both way.
Okay.
It depends on like mindset and how you prepared. So
Go into more detail.
yeah. So even how can I say? So anyway, for everybody, 80% of the things is happen like accidentally, right?
Mhm.
So meaning nobody can stick the original plan.
Yeah.
And then so there's a two pattern, like two person. So yeah, we don't know what happened. So that's why we don't necessarily to prepare anything. We just enjoy life. That is a pattern one.
Mm.
And that person will not prepared, meaning if like something happened, that person have no like no option. He or she have like one or two option, but it's like not like, for example, okay, so that person got maybe they got married and they have a baby. It kind of accidentally, not they are expected like later, but just accidentally they got, and then oh wow, okay, so she had to take a leave from job. Yeah. But like if like she or he didn't have enough salary or enough career, they have no choice to like survive. There's no choice, right?
Yeah.
But like if like the person prepared, okay, yeah, I can take, they can like negotiate with company. I want to leave this one, but when I back, I want to take over that position. Or like okay, so if like the husband have a like great job, like they can move to another country, so okay, I don't want to bring up raise the children in United States, prefer to the Europe, so they can move to Europe. But if the career or experience or like financial asset is not enough, they have no choice. So could be like good or bad for like accidental situation. But like if you want to be a better or like a good way, it needs to be prepared. So
see, I listened to you and you just explained it to me. I would include that here. Give us that explanation.
Okay.
That you just gave me, that story. And then you could contrast it between, okay, so I don't know, Karen here, this and this happened to her. She had no choice because she wasn't prepared for any deviations, right, from her plan. Whereas, I don't know, Sophia here, the same thing happened to her, but she was prepared. And so how is that? I'll put Karen versus Sophia.
Okay. For example, my case. So I realized, okay, I was expected to transfer the United States, but there's no chance. If I didn't prepare anything, my option is just to continue to work there in Japan. Even like I want to go to the abroad, there's no option to go abroad, right? Okay. So then like I wasted my several years in Japan. So that's like pattern A. But I was actually like prepared. So like talking with the outside of there are people like who have a network, recruiter, not only recruiters but also the professionals, the other companies. So and then I try to get the information, latest information, also develop the network. So so the two things, like I was evaluating myself. Okay, what is my strengthness and what is the weakness? How should I prepare for my skill or experience? Which market do I fit? So I evaluate myself, and also I develop my network so I can get more opportunity, not only within Deloitte but also outside. So the one that is one of the preparations. The other one is like English. So if like in Deloitte, they will provide some kind of English training, but yeah, like they have like a training course or something. But if like I go to the outside of Deloitte, there's no training. I have to be to be ready to use English day one. So yeah, I was like continue to study English after hours that's working. So then I got the chance that suddenly I never expected to work this company that time. But like, I just suddenly got this opportunity and then I was ready to take the interview. So that is, I was success because I was prepared. But like that event was kind of coming to me like accidentally.
I love that. I'd include both. I was successful. I love that sentence. I was successful because I was prepared. So what a great sentence. Share your own story, what you just told me. I would include that. So it's a really, and then I would emphasize that it's a question of mindset and preparation, right? In both your story and in the imaginary Karen Sophia story, right? So I love your essay, and you can just make it so much more powerful simply by adding these anecdotes, these examples, these stories.
Okay.
So once we did that, and then in addition, it's difficult to even consider the causes. Yeah, according to Professor Kanai, we have to be prepared for those unintentional events and update our plans as needed. So now your transitions are great. We know that you're going to transition into talking about how to do that. So I love that, very clear. I loved that where was it? Huge waves. I loved how you used that. Drowned by huge waves, having an anchor. That was excellent writing. Okay, so you jumped right in to be a successful career drifter. One second. Another thing I want you to remember here in this paragraph, remember that you're talking to people whose grandparents and parents, again, are very, right, they grew up in a very different society.
Yeah.
So their grandparents are what? Was it boomers? Grandparents, or was it?
Yeah.
Boomers? I'm trying to think.
My parents is a late baby boomer.
Okay. So they can't come from a very different world.
Like
really.
Their age is very stable and predictable. Yeah,
exactly.
They know. After graduate school, and then a few years work, and then got married, and the husband still keep working. The mom is at home, and then entire retirement at 60 and die 80. Something like very predictable, and everybody's kind of same.
It's almost kind of it's interesting. The security sounds nice, but then when you describe it that way, it also sounds very boring, right? It sounds like, oh my God, you know what your whole life is going to look like, and just depressing.
So like millennials is like same way. Like sometimes, so nothing is like very drastically changing every day. Like in 3 years, we don't know how the society is. Like, okay, how should I do? We don't know. But it's kind of worry. But it's like same thing, same like the other way. Like so many opportunities and the freedom and we can do whatever you want. There's no late we have to do. So it depends on the mindset how we can enjoy or
absolutely
overwhelmed or
and it could be a combination. It's such a mindset issue. It's like, yay, so many opportunities, we have all the tools at our fingertips versus oh my God, we really don't know what's going to happen in a year, whereas our grandparents knew what would happen in 40 years, right? So remember that you're talking to people that are now, and remember that the grandparents and parents and my parents as well, and probably maybe yours, they taught us the way that their world was.
Mhm.
And that's what they expected for us, but we're in such
Yeah.
a different place now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's right, mindset, opportunity versus
Mhm.
uncertainty. And you want to go positive, right?
Yes.
So you're going to focus more on, you're focusing more on the opportunity,
Yeah.
but not ignoring the uncertainty.
Mhm.
So you're focusing on and how to handle the uncertainty.
Yeah.
To make it more certain, right? More safer, actually. So then you go, okay, so to be a successful career drifter, here is something that I want to make this a little bit longer. Like,
Okay.
successful career drifter, can you describe this person? Because for your audience, it would be so great if you could describe the characteristics of this person.
Very curiosity, many things. And they're like, oh, I want to this one, I want to this one, I want to go that country, I want to do that job. So yeah, and they're very open-minded and energetic, and they're like self-learning, motivated, and maybe influencer culture. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So that the reason I'm asking you to do this is because then the audience member or your reader audience member is like, oh, that's me. Or oh, that's not me. Right? So you really want to just define who that is. And then it's like, okay, they'll feel like they're talking, like they're in a one-way conversation with just you, like you're talking to them specifically.
Okay.
And then they'll listen to your 3 steps very, very carefully.
Okay.
So, step 1, okay, define your core. For each of these, I love them, but for each of them, I would give an example. Every single one. It doesn't have to be long, but an example will help so much. It can be.
Okay. For example, like define myself, like my core.
There we go.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I cannot say like simple way, but I want to bring back what I gave from the society or my family. Like for example, I was just lucky that I was born in Japan. Japan's like kind of average wealth family, so I never worry about my clothes, my food, my shelters. That my parents paid like tuition for the university. So yeah, why I'm here is because of like my family or my society gave me a lot of chance. So yeah, and then I take the advantage of that chance. But like, so that's why I feel like my mission is not just enjoy my life. I have to bring back what I gave to the other children or other people who didn't have, for example, people of Palestine or the Africa. If like many people suffering to survive today, right? So they don't have a clear water, they don't have a food, but that is not their fault. That's just because they're born there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like my mission is like, yeah, I not only take advantage what I have to bring back to them.
Please include that. In many of the things you do, include that, because that's so it's not just, oh, it's inspiring, like but it's deep and meaningful. And the way that you explained it, it can help people. Okay, not everyone was born, let's say someone came from a poor family in the US. But it still shifts their attention to the one thing that they were given. That everyone was given something, right? It might not have been money, but it could have been a really loving mom.
Yeah,
could have been an amazing brother. It could have been something. And then you focus their attention, because you're positive, focus their attention on the things that they did get, the resources they received as children.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then that is how you help them define their core value. Because a lot of people don't, unfortunately, have one.
Yeah.
They're not sure what it is, right?
Yeah, it's hard to define core thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's why like my core is whatever the way it is, but like I want to do good things to the society. That's my core. But somebody like some people say like, yeah, my core, what I want to do in life is like explore a new world, or like make someone laugh, to make smile, or yeah,
everyone has different ones. It's interesting, yours is like the opposite. It's in a way the opposite of mine. So you're focusing on, I'm focusing on what I struggled with the most, and that I've overcome, and now I want other people to overcome it too.
I see.
So
that's great, actually.
Yeah. So everyone, I mean, I'm so happy I'm able to define it, but I'm saying a lot of people aren't able to define it. So it could be that, it could be obstacles overcome that spark someone to think about, okay, what's my core value? I overcame, I don't know, like let's say sexual abuse or something. And now I want to dedicate my time to helping others, whatever it is. I'm not saying me, I'm saying the imaginary person. So I would include your mission. So an example, it can be a personal one, like your mission. It could be, again, another Karen. I hate that name. I don't know why I'm using it, but an imaginary Karen. And I actually love those stories. So imagine a woman named Karen. She does this and this, and then blah, blah, blah. So I put that in step 2 and step 3 as well. Add examples because they help people, and they will stick with them more than any explanation. And then for the last paragraph, it's not easy to practice. I would keep this as your last sentence. I absolutely love it because it's very action driving. It's very forceful. Before the last sentence though, I would love something from you, like reiterate, how do you know this?
How do I know about career drift?
Yeah, how do you know why is it powerful, worth doing, and why is your statement only a person who keeps career drifting will be able to have a wonderful life? How do you know this? What is your evidence? That's what I would include.
Okay, so okay, I'm not sure how to fit this sentence, but like, so the changing words, like, and the very harsh is like, that is a fact, right? And everybody knows, and that won't change, like in 10 like decades or the quarter centuries. So in that situation, we should be flexible. So career drift, the word itself is very unique, and then like, as I said, like, Professor, can I say that word? But like many people are talking same things, but like in different word.
Yeah, different terminologies for the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, for example, recently the popular person is Professor Linda Grattan. She's an author of the Life Shift and Work Shift. It's a very popular book. And then many like Columbia University or Stanford University. So many people talk about like same things. is changing very fast, and then so the future is very uncertain. So we should be flexible.
Okay, I would include other experts. So
Mm.
you mentioned, what was her name? Linda.
Linda Grafton.
There we go. Include this. And then even like, if you just say, look at me, if I hadn't adapted, remember we talked about those situations in your life where if you hadn't adapted, where if you hadn't drifted, you wouldn't be successful. We know that your colleagues even ask you, well, how are you so successful? So something like, look at me. Let's look at me, like, let's think about if I hadn't, like, let's change the story. Let's imagine this. If I hadn't, right? Then right now, and again, make it funny because we want positivity. Then right now I would be, make something funny. I don't know. I would be
like stuck at Tokyo, and then like still, United States is almost over the COVID, but like the Tokyo is still stuck in the COVID, and I have to leave it that like a lockdown, forever lockdown.
I would be,
and then I would be like so exhausted, burnout.
Yeah.
So it was like I know that I have to escape from Tokyo or Japan culture because they ask so many like over hours, and then too demanding. So and then and I also wanted to like got work experience in the overseas, but also it was a kind of necessary things to me to escape from Tokyo. But like if I didn't prepared, I'm stuck at Tokyo, and I think I burn out and depression, and
paint a picture. Basically, you're painting a picture. Of the situation of you on your couch or whatever in Tokyo lockdown. Paint that picture and start with like, so look at me. If I hadn't, give your story again, a piece of your story, right? How you career drifted and how it was and how you're successful. And then give the opposite. And make the opposite not too dark, a little bit funny, right? The whole Tokyo thing. So let's go back and imagine if I hadn't done this, well, here's where I would probably be now. And then I would start this sentence, something with like, I'm going to leave you with a very, I wouldn't say dark thought, but a very, we need to find an adjective, huh?
Sad? No.
Sad?
Sad.
It's almost like not so as much as frightening. Like if you're 35 or 30 and you're thinking about this, like I'm trying to think of what the feeling I had was the first time I read this. You could live until 100 years old. A very distressing, but crucial question. Crucial point. Question. It is a question. You could live to be 100. And it's serious, but it's gonna bring a little bit of laughter too. So if we do this, your essay is excellent. We just need those funny anecdotes, examples, and you're great.
I see. Maybe I will write, and then maybe I publish or post my Facebook or I don't know, somewhere.
Yeah. I would so for homework basically is to look at this look it over again, and then change what we talked about, add those examples, etc. And then we're going to come back and reread it and see how it sounds. And it's going to sound way different. I think now we're going to have that energy. We're going to have those, that positivity. that humor, and then also your audience, because excuse me, you also like to, you're a person that likes your audience to feel close to you and
Yeah,
relate to you, and
yeah,
this is how you're going to do that.
yeah. So like, yeah, I was the same situation where you are.
Mhm.
So I understand you. That's yeah. That's like, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
There we go. You're going to get that once you rewrite at
Mhm.
those examples. Do you think, do you have any questions?
Um.
I mean, did that answer your question?
Yeah. Like my like main takeaway is like you use more audience imagination, or like by like storytelling or anecdotes or my experience. Yeah, and then like also like sometimes I when like so as you said, you like emphasize emphasis or audience, or
Mhm.
remind the audience. So yeah, sometimes when I was writing, like I'm pretty much focused on what I want to say, what is my message. Sometimes I forget about the audience. So that's why, yeah, that takeaway, yeah, I should like, okay, so if I were audience, like how
Yes.
they feel, yeah, and
Put
what,
yourself in their shoes.
yeah,
Yeah, because
that's
what you say is like just as important as how you say it, right?
yeah. So that's a very good, like a big takeaway today.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So, in the future, even when you and I aren't working together anymore, you have this recording, you have these changes we've made, and you'll be able to put yourself in the audience shoes, and then go back here and figure out how we changed this and how we made it better, and you'll be able to do that on your own.
Yep.
So yeah, the takeaway, I love your takeaways. I'd say an emphasis on emotion, on shifting the audience's emotions, from serious to funny, is really important. Just actually having them have emotions.
Yep.
We
Yep.
don't want them to just feel like nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
And you do that by shifting from like serious topics, giving those examples that we talked about of Karen's and Sophia's and your examples, and then also adding humor in there. And yeah, if you watch this TED talk, I think you'll love it. It's
Okay.
hilarious, but such a serious topic.
Yeah, we do.
And share your story as much as possible. Input your story. People are interested in other people's stories. I mean, that's why we watch YouTube. It's so
like
funny.
I feel like I never expected, like when I create my presentation for them, I was like more more data and then more theory. And then yeah, I was thinking, yeah, maybe why, like I was thinking about they are interested in my story. That's why I put on my story very short. But like, yeah, my brother said like, why they come, because they want to hear your story. So, oh, really? They want to talk. They want to know about my story. Yeah. So
it's so true. I was thinking about that just the other day because I was relaxing and watching YouTube, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm watching someone go about their day, someone I don't know, and they're just, making coffee, and it's one of those channels where it's like, I don't know, like beauty or lifestyle, and they're making coffee and they're playing with the dog and rearranging their furniture, and I'm thinking, am I right in the head for watching this? Why is this interesting? And I don't know why, but it is interesting. It's the story of their day.
yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, especially with powerful stories like yours, the interest is tenfold. So please include it.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to send this back to you. So that's the assignment. Change this up, and so for next time, after doing that, we're going into literature, and I have a short story for you to read. Now tell me what you think. Is it too much for you to redo this and go over it plus read the short story? Would you like to separate the two?
If I have this Saturday, yeah, could be kind of too much.
Okay.
But if we do the like Tuesday or something, I could do both. It depends on when the next one.
Okay, you tell me, are you more comfortable with Saturday or you're in general? Do you need to?
How long the reading is?
It's not a long story. I think it's only, let me check. I don't think it's more than 3 or 4 pages long. So it's
Just
quite short.
just reading, or there's some tasks that I have to do.
The only task is while you're reading to just write down any questions you have, anything that's
Okay.
confusing or anything you
Okay.
notice that's like, okay, that's interesting.
I think I could do that like both.
Okay, I'll send it to you. If for any reason you can't, that's okay. We can actually use some of the time if we have left to read the story together.
Okay.
And then after that, we're going to jump into actual analysis of the story. So we're going to look at literature
Okay.
and how we can analyze it and then use elements of it in presentations and in real life situations as a consultant.
Okay.
Okay. So we're good then Saturday?
Yeah, I'm okay. So your PC gonna do something or?
It shouldn't. I mean, the fan is very loud, but I'm glad that you don't hear it. So it just
Yeah.
bothers me, but I'm okay. I can handle,
All right,
an hour of the fan.
Okay, so let's do Saturday. Like
Okay.
10:30 my time. So 7:30 for your time.
Is it the same as yeah, 7:30 p.m.
Same,
Yeah,
same one.
we already
Yeah.
have it scheduled. Perfect.
Great.
Perfect. I'll put everything in your Google Drive folder now.
Thank you. Yep.
You're welcome. This is a great session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I got a very good lesson from you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm excited to read the new improved version.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, have a great day. I'll see you on Saturday.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.